great to see you. I'm Dr. Charles Elder. I'm the Executive Director of the Fellowship MS in Integrative Medicine and Ayurveda at Maharishi International University. So it's wonderful that you've joined to hear more about our program and what we do at MIU. We will go, I'm joined tonight by several of my colleagues, Dr. Leslie Elder, Dr. Shankari Wegman, Dr. Walter Mills, all faculty members. In addition, two of our outstanding staff, David Lonsdorf, our administrative director, and our admissions officer, Noreen Dillman, are with us. So everyone, you need to get your questions answered. So the way we'll do this is the first thing we'll do is we'll start off with brief introductions. We'd like to know who's here. And so when I call your name, if you wouldn't mind, could you please just state your name and what you do and where you practice? And so we'll go around like that. And then after that, Doctors Leslie Elder, Shankari Wegman, and I will give a presentation about the fellowship, about 5 or 6 minutes each, 15, 20 minutes total, give you the broad overview of what's going on. During that time, you can ask questions through the chat, which will either answer in real time or you might save till the end. And then at the end, it'll be open mic for questions and answers. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm Dr. Charles Elder. I'm a general internist by training. I practiced at Kaiser Permanente for a little over 30 years, am semi-retired, and now working as the executive director at for this fellowship program and enjoying that very much. So let's just go. Dr. Asha, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Asha S. Prakash, and I'm an internist by profession. I work for VA in Columbus. I've been working there for last 18 years. And prior to that, I did my community care in Columbus as well. So I'm very much interested in knowing more about this program.
Wonderful to have you. Thank you for joining us. Uh, Dr. Sean Motel.
Hi. I'm Dr. Sean Model. I'm a family medicine physician, and right now I'm working at the University of Oregon in their student health clinic. So working a lot with college age population, and it's been a lot of fun. And I am excited to be here as well and interested to learn more.
Fantastic. Welcome. Okay. Dr. Pooja?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Pooja Srivastava. I am a palliative medicine and hospice medicine physician, and I'm looking forward to this session. I typically work in the hospital, and I've always been interested in Ayurvedic medicine and just to learn more about that. So I'm very excited to join this. Thank you. Nice to meet everyone.
Thanks for being here. And where geographically are you practicing, Dr. Pooja?
Oh, I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, we got two Buckeyes so far. This is great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Um, Dr. Matt. Dr. Matt, can you introduce yourself? Okay, we'll come back or you can chime in when feasible. Let's see. Dr. Moss.
Hello. Hi. Yes, I am family medicine in Maine and I work at the family medicine residency, the Maine Dartmouth Family Medicine Residency, and am very interested in improving my diagnostic skills. So I was very excited to hear that they would be in-person training for pulse diagnosis and tongue diagnosis. So thank you for that.
Okay, wonderful. And Dr. Wegman will be telling you more about that in a little bit. Um, Noreen.
Hi, I'm Noreen Dillman, and I'm the admissions counselor for this program. I've been a student of Ayurveda for 15 years and with the university and studying Maharishi Ayurveda specifically for 5 years. And if you have any questions regarding admissions, I will put my email in the chat. Feel free to reach out.
Great. Thank you, Noreen. David Lonsdorf.
My name's David Lonsdorf. Nice to meet all of you. I'm the administrative director of the fellowship, and my journey with Vedic knowledge started about 50 years ago when I was made a TM teacher by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and I also have 25 years of experience in being administrative director of large practices of a medical doctor, different medical doctors, including in all 25 years it was with the Panchakarma clinic as well.
Thank you, David. Dr. Mills.
Hello, Walt Mills, family medicine, geriatrics, integrative Ayurvedic medicine for years, involved in academics, and just now having the good fortune to be able to join and support this fellowship.
Thank you, Dr. Mills, for joining. Dr. Shankari Wegman.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shankari, and I've been practicing Maharishi Ayurveda for over 25 years. I'm a TM teacher as well as a Maharishi Yogasana teacher, and it's been such an honor to be part of this fellowship from its very inception, and to see it grow to this point is so fulfilling. Lovely to meet all of you.
Thank you. Dr. Leslie Elder.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Leslie, and I am family medicine by training, and I worked at Kaiser Permanente Northwest in Portland, Oregon for many years. I then had a private practice in Ayurveda. I'm an assistant professor in this program. It's great to see you all.
Okay. And I'm Charles Elder, as already discussed. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our fellowship program. And remember, questions please can go into the chat and or be held for when we're done. So this is really a cool program. It's the only integrated medicine fellowship in the United States and probably in the world with a focus on Ayurveda. So in the United States, there are I think just south of 24, I think 22 or 23 integrative medicine fellowships, which are recognized by the American Board of Integrative Medicine. Ours is unique in being the only one that focuses on Ayurveda. And another thing that's unique about our program is that it offers a master's degree. Most of the other fellowships don't offer a degree like that. So two good reasons to be in our fellowship. When our fellowship is open to licensed healthcare practitioners, MDs, DOs, and nurse practitioners, physician assistants, naturopathic docs, chiropractors, dentists, doctors of Oriental medicine, and doctors of pharmacy. I think that's the list like that. So everyone who comes into our program is a licensed healthcare practitioner. And when people graduate, everyone gets an MS degree and everyone takes the same curriculum. In addition, the MDs, the North American MDs and DOs are eligible to sit the certification exam offered by the American Board of Integrative Medicine. The curriculum is extremely innovative and combines two bodies of knowledge. So the curriculum is overall, the program is 1,100 hours. Of that, 900, 950, that range, didactic. And of the didactic, about half is Ayurveda, and about half is general integrated medicine. That is to say, the sort of a Western approach to holistic care, diets, herbals, and the like. Um, the Ayurvedic component of the curriculum comes from us. We developed it at MIU. MIU is the largest provider of Ayurvedic training in the West. We have a handful of degree programs, about 600 students, and MIU is a fully accredited university. So when you graduate from our program, you get an accredited master's degree, and the curriculum itself is very deep, and we have a lot of experience teaching Ayurveda. For the for the general integrated medicine component of the curriculum, we collaborate with the University of Arizona. And as you probably know, the University of Arizona is a leading center historically in integrated medicine education. So we're getting their core curriculum plus the Ayurvedic training, so very practical and rich. This gives you a glance at how the curriculum works for the first year. So at MIU, we are on a block system. So when you sign up, we'll start off in August, mid-August, and you'll take one course at a time, sequentially, times 22, 23 courses. So, and each course is completed before the next one is started. Each course lasts 1 to 9 weeks, depending on the course. So we'll have a introductory course beginning in August, a few weeks. Then we'll go on to whole systems of health. We'll learn a little bit about naturopathy, homeopathy, Chinese medicine, and the like. Then mind-body medicine, nutrition, environmental health, lifestyle medicine, five sense therapies, botanical medicine, business and legal issues. And then we'll switch gears. Musculoskeletal system, cardiovascular system, and then into the second year, gastrointestinal system, rheumatologic system, neurologic system, immunologic system, and on through the organ systems, pathophysiology, therapeutics from both the general integrated medicine and the Ayurvedic standpoint. All of the learning, the program is intended so that you can stay in your practice, and it takes maybe 10, 12 hours a week of your time, 8 hours, about 10 hours a week online, asynchronous learning, except one every other Thursday night at this time, right? At 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, there is a 90-minute live Zoom webinar, clinical, often case-based or didactic or experiential. And then there is a residential clinical week once a week on our campus at MIU in Fairfield, Iowa. This is a fantastic experience. Dr. Leslie will tell you about the clinical on-site clinicals in just a few minutes. This year, the on-site clinical week will be the week of October 12th. Okay, when I talk to people about our program, I highlight three things. Number one, we put a large emphasis on self-care. So everybody who comes into the program learns TM, Transcendental Meditation. We all learn the diet, the yoga asanas, the routine, the five sense therapies, the herbals, and we all do these things ourselves. So the program is intended to be personally transformational. You'll find not only at the on-site clinical week, but even when you're at home doing the weekly assignments, that a lot of the assignments are experiential and involving things that you'll try with your own diet, with your own routine. Try using aroma oil this week and we'll have a discussion forum about what your experience was, things like that. This is a quote from one of our students when she gave her capstone presentation. I'm healing by doing my assignments at school. There you go. So the program is intended to be healing, rejuvenative, and personally transformational. Number two, The program is intended to be very practical. Okay. So my wife and I both practiced for decades in a big HMO on the West Coast, Kaiser Permanente. We have a lot of experience using the material in real world settings. This is not ivory tower stuff. From the very first week, you'll be learning things that you can immediately use in your practice. Diet, herbals, mind body, five sense therapies, pulse diagnosis, exercise, and the like. Very practical. And then number three, Ayurveda has a very useful diagnostic and therapeutic tool, pulse diagnosis. And it really gives a completely different uh, lens through which to evaluate those patients who otherwise, using just the allopathic lens, you just can't get your handle on. You just can't get your arms around. Okay. And this technique enables us to detect imbalances in the physiology before they manifest as disease and to then prescribe individualized preventive programs. It's very sophisticated, very uplifting, and Dr. Wegman is going to tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So now I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Leslie Elder to tell us more about the on-site clinical week.
Hi, everyone. So the on-site clinical week is really thought by many to be the highlight of the fellowship. In fact, our fellows uh, have told us that that's really their favorite part of the fellowship. And there's a lot of hands-on learning, practical learning, as Dr. Charles mentioned, and that's just what Ayurveda is all about. Just really, it's very practical, provides us with very practical tools to balance our physiologies. And so, it's one thing to learn to gain intellectual knowledge about Ayurveda, which you will do in the fellowship, definitely, but incorporating it into your life is much more challenging. And over decades, we have all learned how to integrate Ayurveda into our lives and into the lives of our patients. So, we want to share with you practical ways to incorporate this incredible system into your lives and help your patients to do so also. So through diet, meditation, yoga, and pulse diagnosis, five sense modalities such as aromatherapy and abhyanga, uh, you will learn how to use all of these to really create balance in your system. And so you'll learn how to, for one, a big part of the fellowship is learning how to quickly prepare freshly cooked meals that you can do no matter how busy you are. And that will have balancing effect and a balancing effect on all body types. So here you see on the left, you see the fellows gathered around, and we're all preparing a meal together and helping to cooking a demo meal. And we share our hacks for how to quickly, make freshly cooked meals and very balancing meals. And fellows get in there and really get involved with that. And we all cook together like a family. And we learn how to make spice mixtures that will balance our own physiologies. It's really right away, we really get started with this. And also, we create tea. We taste different types of teas and figure out which ones are best for us and which ones might be best for other members of our family. And on the right, we see the picture on the right shows our distinguished professor, MIU professor Fred Travis. He's a neuroscientist, and he's done research on EEGs for years and has really shown how that the different EEG patterns are really associated with different types of meditation. So here we see one of the fellows who's just been meditated and with the EEG hooked up to EEG, and he's looking at her brain waves and showing where it shows that her brain waves are coherent, where she had a transcendental experience while meditating. It's quite fascinating, and we have a number of professors that come and give talks during the clinical week. Okay, next slide, please. Here we see on the left the fellows doing self-pulse diagnosis, this is what we start off with. And this is an ancient technique that really was being lost and was brought back in a big way by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who really wanted to revitalize this traditional science of Ayurveda and healthcare system of Ayurveda. And the fellows will practice on themselves first and then on each other. And then during the second year, actually during the entire fellowship, fellows are encouraged to practice on their patients right away. And then in the second year, we have patients that we have here at MIU that they will work on and do case reports on. So that's a really important modality, which Dr. Wegman will talk more about. So then on the right, you see fellows smelling different essential oils and in combinations of essential oils. Aromatherapy is a very powerful modality in Ayurveda, and we really delve into that. So then I think the next slide, we need the next slide. And then here we show, this is the first cohort at our end of the year banquet. And we have a banquet at the Raj, which is a Ayurvedic Panchakarma clinic very close to campus. And it's just a wonderful time celebrating all these connections that we've made and really just enjoying being together. And students really, the fellows, during the whole entire program are closely connected. And this clinical week really solidifies those connections. And so there's bi-weekly live webinars that allows for that connection, and also WhatsApp groups are very important. And these are people really establish relationships, which is wonderful. So I think I'm going to turn you over now to Dr. Shankri Wegman to talk more about pulse diagnosis and other wonderful things.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leslie. Thank you, Dr. Charles. It's lovely to be with everyone. My name is Shankri Wegman, and I'll talk a little bit about the model that our university uses in education, which is consciousness-based education. And this understanding of consciousness-based education at Maharishi International University is really founded on that principle that within everyone, there is an infinite field of creativity, an infinite field of happiness, of intelligence. And through regular access to this field, we enliven that within ourselves. And as Dr. Charles and Dr. Leslie both emphasized, this is something this fellowship really honors in terms of self-care for the practitioner. So one thing that we do at our university, everyone learns transcendental meditation, and it's part of the tuition. It's included. And when we come together, as Dr. Leslie was saying, we meditate together because we're really focusing on that value of enlivening that field within. And I'm just going to share a little slide about all of this. You can see in this picture here, this is one of the buildings at our university, and this is where we'll all go to eat when you come to the campus. One thing that we do is that we ensure that development of consciousness, along with all the didactic components of practical and intellectual knowledge that will be received. We really want to make sure that that inner field is also being developed. So in this experience of meditation that we all do together, we're also enlivening that field. And that's what really makes everything so holistic and meaningful in terms of what we're learning. We're connected to that subject of what we're learning. Transcendental meditation is one of the most extensively researched techniques of meditation that's out there. It's over 350 peer-reviewed studies in over 3-4 decades of time. And what has been found are benefits in all areas of health, whether it's cardiovascular, whether it's in decreasing anxiety and depression, in decreasing the symptoms of PTSD, as well as increasing overall brain functioning, increasing creativity, increasing that learning ability, really enlivening that field of that inner intelligence within. And with all of these benefits, there's a beautiful quote from Dr. Rosenthal that I love to share that says about the TM technique, really, that if the pharmaceutical company had a pill that was capable of doing all of these things, if they had all of these studies showing how much help it could give, that pill would be $1 billion blockbuster. And that's really how we feel about this technique. You know, there's just so many benefits for every single person, and especially as a clinician, and this program is very clinician-oriented self-care. This really enlivens that field of healing and also enlivens the clinical practice as well. This is something that we really focus on in terms of self-care, that we understand the significant effect that burnout has on the healthcare system, as well as for all providers. And we really want to make sure and ensure that in this study of this fellowship, that we are addressing this by really doing so many of these different modalities that Dr. Leslie and Dr. Charles had mentioned in our practice, in our assignments, of this value of addressing the care for oneself as we care for those that we see in our practice. And this is something you can see also with the objectives of our fellowship. These are 10 main objectives of our fellowship, but I'd like to just focus on the first 3. The first one is that this fellowship is really about facilitating whole person health for our patients. So this encompasses all different factors of mind, body, spirit, environment. And the second is for practitioner self-care, as we've talked about. And this value of self-care is really so that the practitioner is also experiencing this value of whole person care. And this is so important for this third objective, which is really that therapeutic relationship that's developed between the practitioner and the patient. And this is something that you find that the patient, just in seeing you, is so happy and they feel that value of medicine already. As Dr. Leslie mentioned, in our clinical weeks, this is something that we practice. We do yogasanas together, we meditate together, we do different breathing exercises together, and you can see some of our fellows also taking their pulse after we meditate together. And this is something, pulse diagnosis known as Nadi Vigyan, this is something that we start from the very beginning of our fellowship. And when you come to the clinical week, we have practical exercises to make this a bit more concrete. You can see many of our fellows here around this table, and there's different, this one exercise that we do to really understand what is it that we're feeling when we take the pulse. How would we describe this to someone else? So we go through very concrete exercises in developing this understanding of these different qualities within the pulse. So it's a very exciting time to come together, learn together, and have these practical bits of knowledge and understanding something that could seem very abstract. And we practice pulse on each other as well as ourselves. And we start really right from the beginning. I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Charles, but just very quickly, just to mention, I think Dr. Moss had a question about pulse diagnosis and tongue diagnosis in the chat. And that's part of Ashtavida Prakriti. It's an eightfold understanding of diagnosis. So tongue diagnosis, Jifha, is one of it. Nadi Pariksha, which is pulse diagnosis, is part of it. And we do incorporate the other eightfold, the other 6 are also incorporated. In tongue diagnosis, it's maybe not as full, I would say, but we definitely address, different understandings of what the tongue might look like. So I hope that answered your question. And then just in terms of pulse diagnosis, this is it's a diagnostic tool that we start from the very beginning. And what we're really looking at is understanding the level of balance and imbalance in the physiology. And we go very deep into the different governing aspects of the physiology. This is known as the dosha. Some of you might have some familiarity with that. We look at the levels of the different tissues, the different organ systems from the pulse. And incorporating this diagnostic tool with all the understanding of medicine that we all have coming together, we create a very integrated understanding of what the therapeutic approach is for that person. So it becomes very much prevention oriented, it's very personalized, it's very targeted for that particular person, and it's encompassing traditional wisdom along with evidence-based understanding from the research. So it's an amazing what we're able to give and provide for those who are coming to our practice. Dr. Charles?
Okay, great work. Thank you, Dr. Wegman. Thank you, Dr. Leslie. The floor is open for comments and questions. Any questions?
Hi, everyone. It's Pooja. So just to review, there are weekly assignments that are provided. And is there any touch point with a professor during, or if there are any questions, how feasible is that to communicate with the respective professor?
Very good. So yes, there are weekly assignments, and I'll
Okay.
mention that the course, this is a master's degree, is pass fail. So, but there is work to be done. We are so touch points. You number one, number one, the the we use Canvas as our platform. I don't know if you're familiar with Canvas.
Yes.
You are very good. All right, and so we do grade and interact over Canvas by providing feedback on your assignments. In addition, we have the webinars twice every other week, and then we are very available. So you'll have our emails, you'll have our phone numbers, and people text us, call us, email us all the time.
Okay. Well, I feel sorry for you if you are available even on your texting.
No, we are,
That's
and
very kind of
it's
you.
okay.
Yeah.
People don't, we don't get, people are professional about it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we
Okay.
like to we
Thank
like
you.
to hear from people. We like to hear from people.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Wonderful.
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, picking up on what Leslie just said is that there's, the fellowship is a lot of work, and some of it is more fun than others. Interacting with the students is what we love.
And
Other
Dr. Elder, did you
yeah,
also say that most of the cohorts have a WhatsApp group as well?
thank you. There is a WhatsApp group. All the cohorts is all the cohorts have a WhatsApp group. So we have three WhatsApp groups for the three classes that we've had. And in all likelihood, your class, if you join this August, will form a WhatsApp group. And those are very active. And often there are questions that pop onto the WhatsApp group and discussions that has a life of its own. And people will ask the faculty communally as a group questions about the curriculum or about a patient they're seeing and like that. And it's
Also, Dr. Charles, I think Dr. Puja might have had one more question, but it was on mute. So I don't know if Dr. Puja, if you
Oh,
have it.
no, I was
You're good.
good. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
other questions. We have somebody just joining. Dr. Flores, welcome. You're just in time for the Q&A if you want to ask any questions about our program.
No, I just wanted to listen. I'll be driving and then I'll be listening.
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. But I really wanted to listen. That's what I wanted. I just finished work, so I think that would be good.
Very good. Welcome.
Dr. Elder, I remember you talked about how at Kaiser you had people who were digestive specialists who sent their most difficult cases to you, and you gave a beautiful talk about how even though it's a difficult case to an expert, using some really one or two really simple things in Ayurveda. You had really great experiences, and the specialist appreciated it, had no idea where your genius came from, but it was just really very simple Ayurveda. I love that story. Maybe you can share that.
Right. So I practiced at Kaiser for a little over for 30 years basically. And when I started in the 90s, you really couldn't talk about integrative medicine. You certainly couldn't talk about Ayurveda at all. By the late 90s, things started to change. And then the attitude it really evolved so that I developed or I set up an integrative Ayurvedic clinic, which was what we call it the Natural Medicine Clinic, but it was essentially Ayurveda. And we would get a lot of specialty referrals toward you know once we got to 2010, 2015, and people would start, the GI clinic would send us their functional bowel patients in spades. And you really can do a lot with Ayurveda that people would come and they've been scanned a couple of times and they've been scoped a couple of times and it's been going on for years and they've been medicated and they come to us and just some of the most ridiculously simple basic Ayurvedic principles with your diet. Don't eat so much at night. Main meal at midday. Cook your food. Not raw foods are hard to digest. A spice mix with spices tailored to that person's constitution. Just like these three or four things, people get a lot better. And I would have specialists. There would be gastroenterologists who would type into their chart notes much better after going to integrative Ayurveda clinic and copy me on the note. So this is how things evolved, and you'll find that you really get very dramatic results with very simple things. And when you're doing this with allopathic medicine at the same time, it's very powerful. I mean, you don't have to do a lot of stuff. Someone has anxiety and they don't want to medicate, or they've been medicating and it's not enough, and they can't sleep. Give them an aroma oil. Tell them to give themselves a sesame oil foot massage at night. Just one or two things, plus all the allopathic stuff. This really makes an impression on your patients and it has a good clinical effect, often very profound.
That was very helpful. Thank you. I think that'll help a lot of my hospice patients go to sleep and be less anxious.
Oh yeah, those are very simple things.
Yeah, yeah,
The aromatherapy is really good for that. Uh,
sure. Yeah.
but the point, and we can go on. We can have, I mean, in the fellowship, we'll have webinars and class about managing sleep. Uh, there's a lot of simple things, but for any condition, for the gut, for chronic pain, I mean, any of these things, really simple, targeted things that'll just really change how your patients are doing. What is the start date, graduation date, and cost? There we go. Thank you, Dr. Wegman. The cost of the degree is $36,000. That is to say, $9,000 per semester times 4. And the tuition includes your instruction in transcendental meditation. Everybody in our program learns TM. You can learn it before you start, once you've been accepted, and the university will pay the course fee. And it also includes room and board at the both clinical weeks when you come in on campus. There are, because it is a master's degree, federal student loans are available. And we do have a limited number of modest-sized scholarships, merit-based, that you can apply for first come, first serve. Other questions?
I could also just add one small thing. We also have a time during the 2-year fellowship, if you're interested in a particular angle that you've been wanting to perhaps research, or maybe you haven't found that time with everything, that's something you can also incorporate. We have a capstone portion of our fellowship, and that's been really amazing to see the different research presentations that our fellows have done and presented. So we also build that into our fellowship time. So if you have a particular angle, this is a great, opportunity also to explore that, and you can, publish that or present it, whatever it is. So it's really exciting to see the different variety of topics that have come out from the capstone portion of our program as well.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Wegman. And so people have done uh, really cool things with their capstone projects. They can be experiential, can be research. Are the capstone projects available for review? Gosh. We might be able to get some of them for you to see the papers or the PowerPoints. So Dr. Moss, you can please email me and I'll give you get you some samples of what people have done. What do the postgraduate continuing education opportunities look like? Okay, so we are working on a number of things. Number one, we're working with Maharishi Ayurveda Products International, and we'll be uh, developing a series of webinars focused on herbal medicine for our graduates. So you can dial in for lunch and learns and the like. That's number one. Number two, MIU, so we have these degree programs. There's a whole host of of educational opportunities on related topics, consciousness-based medicine, Vedic architecture, herbal medicine, and the like. So there's if you look on the MIU website, there's just loads and loads of ongoing courses available.
Also, the natural, oops, am I on? The natural medicine database will be available for a year after graduation for fellows.
Right.
The University of Arizona.
Very good.
It's very good for looking at natural products and herbals, etc.
The entire curriculum is available for the year after.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they can join NAMA, but it is a good resource for continuing education opportunities.
When you take if you become board certified, then there is this ongoing CME requirement for ongoing, which doesn't have to be Ayurveda, it can be any integrated medicine.
Dr. Charles, I don't know. I know they can't be certified by NAMA, but they may be able to participate and join NAMA. I'm not sure. And
Yes.
there's lots of continuing education, 24/7 with the NAMA website.
Very good. So thank you. That's right. NAMA is a good resource. Is this training recognized in the VA? The American Board of Integrative Med. So a couple of things. Number one, MIU is a fully accredited university. So the master's degree you will all get is a master's degree that's recognized anywhere. It's MIU being a fully accredited university. The American Board of Integrative Medicine falls under the umbrella of the American Board of Physician Specialties, which I understand is in fact recognized by Medicare, the Veterans Administration, and the Armed Services. So yes. And then certification.
Does she mean, or does this mean Virginia, VA, like the VA hospital, or was that?
I took Asha's question to mean the Veterans Administration.
Oh, okay.
MIU does not accept VA tuition benefits. Okay.
Yeah.
NAMA, certification through NAMA. NAMA certifies Ayurvedic practitioners and Ayurvedic doctors in the United States. Our program does not qualify graduates for those exams. Our program qualifies graduates to sit the American Board of Integrative Medicine certification exam. Other questions?
I think Dr. Moss had a question about, can you speak more about the certification through NAMA?
Right. I think I just answered,
Okay.
or I tried to answer that. NAMA,
Yes, I
yeah.
know. Yeah.
And I think that the NAMA certification isn't, you know, the ABOIM certification is very valuable. That's what I'll say. I don't know that the NAMA certification is needed by physicians. MIU does not participate in NAMA currently. Correct. So we have other master's programs that had been sort of qualifying people for NAMA certification, and it's been discontinued. The status of Ayurveda is not a licensed profession. So our program is for people who are already licensed. We are not training people to become Ayurvedic doctors. We are training allopathic clinicians, chiropractic, naturopath. We are training people who are already licensed healthcare practitioners in the United States to integrate Ayurveda into their practice. MDs and DOs, yes. Not nurse practitioners, etc. PAs. Yeah. Other questions?
Let me just add one more thing on that last topic. MIU has gathered around it 3 to 4 of the best Vaidya's in the world that are teaching our courses, and we have access to them. One of the things that happened when Maharishi Mahesh Yogi first started his attention on Ayurveda is he was able to gather around him the greatest living Vaidyas of his age. And he worked with them and the scientists and the transcendental meditation physicians and developed Maharishi Ayurveda. And to this day, we still continue to attract some of the greatest Ayurveda Vaidyas from India to participate in our programs, both in the fellowship and after the fellowship. You will have available to them as well.
Thank you, David. Okay, anyone else? Very good. It's getting a little late. So I want to thank all of you for joining. It's been wonderful talking with you. And please, any questions that come up, email me, contact me. We are really excited about what we're doing. We love what we're doing. And we hope you'll join us and take part in this transformation that we're all eager to see in our healthcare profession. Thanks.
Thank you. This was very helpful.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a good night.
You.
Bye.
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 Thank you.